Hey guys, it's Kathy. Hope you're doing well. So we got an update today on that kid. Remember, we had that kid on in June. It was like a couple weeks ago. Oh, I don't know what we're gonna do with this kid in Texas. He just got kicked. He violated again, got kicked out of the placement he was in. So, like the last time we were here, he had 189 violations, I think, and another court ordered violation. So he got kicked out, and there's nowhere else he could go. Karen, that's in the alley behind my job. There's ivy everywhere. So I took a picture of it. I don't know why, but there's the picture I took. And I thought, hey, you know what? I'm gonna use that as my background. And then the weirdest thing happened. None of the men in here is gonna understand this for a second, so go make a sandwich or something. But the leaves were so pretty, and then all of a sudden I got sad because there were no frogs in them. I was like, "Oh, I wish there were some froggies in there. That would be so cute." And then I went back into work all sad, like, no frogs out back." I'm okay now, guys. It passed. It passed. So before we get to the kid that we don't know what to do with, let's just ease into it with a short little clip.
Defendant to do the
Whoops.
class. We provide him time. I think we were told last week that he would have it done over the weekend. We still have not received proof that that offer expires, at this time, unless there's a valid reason or excuse that he didn't get it done this weekend when he told the court he would.
All right, I'm just going to set this on track for trial. We'll give him our jury trial date of August 2nd at 9 o'clock, and I'll set out a scheduling order. All right, Mr. Clark, you're going to have to be back in court for your jury trial in person on August 2nd at 9 o'clock.
Your Honor, is there going to be a final pre-trial date for a possible plea by any chance?
No, he's absconded so many times. There's really no point in putting him back on the docket. If you reach a resolution and you can actually get him here, then you're welcome to come in anytime for that date.
I'm about to say, is this somebody that I can talk to and attorneys or something that I can talk to real fast?
Clark, you have an attorney.
I am your attorney, and you have had an opportunity to speak to me. And if you want to talk to me, we can speak later this afternoon. I'm in court probably until 3:30 p.m.
Okay, thanks.
All right, do we have anyone else ready to go? I feel the same way.
We all feel the same way. We all feel like that, all of us. No, darkest. No. Can we keep going a little bit? Can we just say it's the men's responsibility now to go make us sandwiches? And they better wash the dishes as they're making them. Listen, I don't have to worry about making comments like that because as soon as I get a male subscriber to my channel, they're out of here. They leave real quick. Apparently, they don't like talking. There's too much talking. But that's okay. That's okay. Oh, Fozzie, guys, if you haven't seen my Discord, you got to go see my Discord because Fozzie bought me some pizzas today. I worked. So when I got home from work, there were pizzas here waiting. And I put pineapple all over one of them and I ate it. Oh, it was good. Oh, it was good. Oh, man. Look, if you're not in Discord, that by this point, that's your fault because it's so good. Yep, that's exactly what he means. He means gender-wise. Yep. It was a secret. But now everybody knows. Jallops, I call them jallops. So when people want no jalapeno, extra jalapeno, jalapeno on the side, that's too long to type for me when I'm putting an order back to the kitchen. So it's jallops, no jallops, extra jallops, jallops on the side. Not nasty. It was delicious. It was so good. Okay, I get that Carolyn, I get that, the flippers. What they really just need to do is they need to pick a name and stick to it. Flippers sounds perfect. Perfect. We need to talk to Victoria. She has to pick a name and just stick to it. All right, guys, it's time to get to that little kid. I mean, I don't know if you remember what he looked like last time. Last time I was able to blur out just the face and you could sort of see his body in the chair, and he was just this little tiny little boy. I couldn't do that this time because it was just his face. So I just blurred everything out. So you can't see him, but no matter how young you think he is, he looks way younger. So I think he's like, I don't know, 12 or 14, but he looks like 8. He looks like 8 or 9, no older. And he's a bad dude. I mean, I can't stand saying that about a kid, but he's a he's a bad little boy, I'm telling you. And his attorney at one point says he's getting picked on. No, he's not. He's the one who's picking on people. Trust that. He's the one that's doing the bullying. Um, I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do with him. I just don't know. They don't know.
All right. Well, I'm showing
Oh,
it's
but that
now
voice,
11, so
though.
we will go ahead and proceed. If
That
Mr. Knight
voice.
joins us, I'll bring him in. We're here today on a subsequent detention or hearing based on an allegation that the child's violated a valid court order of this court in this case, having previously been placed on juvenile probation. And the court will take judicial notice of prior testimony and evidence received at the previous detention hearing, and that being June 6, 2024. And is the state ready to proceed?
State's ready, Judge.
All right, Ms. Petty, are you ready?
Yes, we're ready, Your Honor.
All right, then Mr. Holmes, you may proceed.
Well, Judge, thank you for taking judicial notice of the previous testimony. I'll be calling Mr. McElrath to just update the court on the efforts of the Juvenile Probation Department to find a placement, a suitable placement. It doesn't sound like we've had much success thus far, but I believe that the evidence will show that because of the unsuccessful discharge from Pegasus School in Lockhart, Texas, with all of the behavioral incidents and things like that, that it would not be in the best interest of the public, or frankly, for that matter, to release him today. So we would ask that the court at the conclusion.
Todd, you'll know when the judge speaks. He has spoken because his voice is, I don't have words. I just don't have words. Yeah, he's top left. He doesn't have he never wears a robe. Never, never, never. Must be a Texas thing.
Conclusion of the evidence, enter an order detaining the juvenile for a period not to exceed 15 working days.
Ms. Petty, any opening?
We waive opening, Your Honor.
All right, first witness.
I call Terry McElrath.
Mr. McElrath, if you'll raise your right hand, you solemnly swear or affirm testimony you give for this court be the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God.
I do. Please state your name and your occupation.
My name is Terry McElrath. I'm a juvenile probation officer for the Hill County Juvenile Probation Department.
And Mr. McElrath, you supervise the juvenile before the court, correct?
That's correct.
Since we were here last, has your department been making efforts to find a residential treatment center placement for?
We have.
And just to update
Duncan
Judge
Hines.
Harris, has the psychological evaluation that was ordered last time, is that that questionnaire and things like that, has that been completed?
I've been working with his mom and with Dr. Foreman's office. What I was told yesterday by Dr. Foreman's office was that they had not received back a questionnaire or documentation that they had sent to the mom to be filled out. I spoke to the mom this morning and she said that she received that online, completed it, and sent it back to them on June the 21st. So I emailed Dr. Foreman's office this morning, waiting to hear back from them about whether or not they are maintaining that they haven't gotten it back yet or not. So we are, his part did finish the interview with Dr. Foreman, and they have what they say is a 2-week turnaround on getting the psychologicals completed. They just had some problems trying to get everything lined up.
All right. So can you tell the court which facilities you've contacted for possible RTC placement and what your
All of
rate of
them.
success has been with those?
All facilities.
We've contacted the sex offender treatment program in Lubbock with Randall County, and they have a 6-month minimum waiting list. We contacted a residential treatment program in Garza County, and they had declined to accept his application. We contacted the Grayson County program, the sex offender treatment program in Grayson County at their post-adjudication facility, and I got a refusal to accept on him yesterday. We have an application still current and open in Collin County up in McKinney, Texas.
Have the facilities that have declined given you a reason for their decline?
They have provided me some explanation as to why. Most of it's related to the behavior he displayed at Pegasus, of the excessive numbers of incident reports, and his lack of change in the time that he was there. I got this back from the Garza County Regional Juvenile Center that says denied due to his escalating behaviors in the last placement and threats of self-harm. They believe that his mental health needs are more than they can provide.
It's because he's a predator of children younger than him, smaller than him. And he's just bad.
Provide for at this time. And that is the general tenor of what I'm getting back from the other 2 facilities.
Mr. McElrath, has anything changed with regard to your opinion of whether or not he might be a danger to himself or others if released?
It has not.
Okay. And the unsuccessful discharge from Pegasus was in violation of a valid court order, was it not?
It was.
Is it your recommendation to Judge Harris that he enter an order detaining the juvenile for a period not to exceed 15 working days?
Yes, sir, it is.
I pass the witness.
Mr. McElrath, in regard to the Lubbock, Texas program, if we cannot get anyone else to accept,
I Hi, Rebecca.
Do you have him already on this waiting list? How would that work?
I haven't put him on the waiting list yet, simply because we're not sure, of keeping someone in detention for 6 months. There was another facility I forgot to mention. We did make application to the facility in Rockdale back in March of this year, and they declined to take him also.
And then you said Oakland, they just have not responded just yet?
Collin County, yes, ma'am.
Okay. Will you be checking in with them, or how does that work with you?
I got a notification from their admissions coordinator, and the question, he asked 2 questions, or presented me with 2 questions that were asked by their therapist. And I gave responses to those 2 questions, and I'm just waiting back to hear from them. I can give them another contact. It just been like Monday, I think I got that email, and I sent them an answer on Tuesday.
Okay. So worst case scenario, Collin County also accepts him but has a waiting period. Since it is a issue with having him sit in detention for 6 months more, would you be willing to allow him to be placed with his dad while waiting to be moved to those placements?
I would strongly recommend against that, considering that he did not complete the treatment program at Pegasus, and he caused so many problems at Pegasus with his conduct and behavior.
So the worst case scenario is that you would ask the judge to keep him in detention, which you don't feel is necessary either.
Well, I believe it's necessary for us to keep him in detention until we can find a placement for him. I'm just not sure about, a 6-month waiting period.
Okay. I pass the witness, Your Honor.
No other questions, Judge, and the state rests.
Ms. Petty?
No witnesses, Your Honor. We rest.
All right. Any summation, Mr. Holmes?
No, Your Honor, I waive.
All right. Ms. Petty?
Yes, Your Honor. We have no issue with waiting for the psychological. I know your last order was that once the psychological is completed, we will move forward. However, if placements, I know we don't know about the Collin County one just yet, but if they're going to be 3-6 months waiting period as well, we would ask that Mr. be allowed to be released to his father and do outpatient treatment until these placements open up. Is a kid who seems to have some issues. We won't really know that until we get the psychological back, but keeping him detained and not having the ability to see family as often, talk to them, is just going to affect his mental health worse. I do understand their concerns, but he wants to go home. He's scared, he's afraid, he's being bullied, he's being picked on, and he's acting out because of those things. And we just don't feel that him sitting in detention because there's a waiting period is helpful to him. So we would ask that if there is a long 3 to 6 month waiting period, that he be allowed to do outpatient, do that with dad until he can get into a adequate placement.
All right, let's right now, I'm just dealing with the next 15 working days, and hopefully we'll have the psychological back during that time period. Mr. McElrath, if something happened and that questionnaire from the mom didn't go through, if you'll advise her so that she can attempt to resend it or whatever the case may be. I'm amazed how things sometimes go out into the internet, never to seem to return again. But if you'll check on that, let mom know for certain whether they've gotten it. And in the meantime, the court does find that the situation warrants additional detention not to exceed 15 working days. And the court will sign an order to that effect. If any further psychological matters need to be tended to, I'll leave that up to the probation department will continue that as part of the court's order that any and all psychological examinations will be approved.
So the last time we had him, they were asking for him to be held no longer than 15 days. And he was held for no longer than 15 days. And now they're doing it again. And I think they're going to continue doing no longer than 15 days from this hearing on and on and on until he gets placed. I can't imagine the judge will ever let him go to his father. There's just no way. I mean, it would be a gross, I mean, it would just be bad. It would be bad. So he's probably going to stay in custody, even though he's scared and he's getting bullied. Okay. So I put this next one in. I only got 11 minutes of the whole thing because it's boring. It's a normal DUI. But this is going to make a lot of our guy folks in the audience cringe a couple times. You guy folks are going to feel a little uncomfortable. I'm just warning you now, and that's exactly why I left it.
And how to recognize the DUI?
Yes, and how to recognize the manifestations, indicators of impairment.
Thank you. On June 3rd, 2024, at around 6:42 p.m., were you employed by Dawson County?
Yes, sir.
Were you in a marked patrol car?
Yes, sir.
In uniform, including your badge?
Yes, sir.
Did you come in contact with the defendant?
I did.
How did you come in contact with the defendant?
So we had received a be on the lookout from Dawson County Dispatch for it was a blue Subaru traveling on Highway 9. The call had been transferred from Forsyth County to Dawson County. The call was for the blue Subaru failing to maintain its lane of travel and driving recklessly on Highway 9. We were continuing to get updates. The caller for the Bolo was still on the line, giving updates as the vehicle was moving.
So, sorry to interrupt, but so the caller was actively on phone with dispatch?
Yes.
And they were giving you updates as the caller was giving them?
Yes.
All right, go on.
Objection.
So the vehicle had entered Dawson County on Highway 9 South, continuing northbound on Highway 9, passing A.T. Moore Road and Jules Slayton Road. The vehicle reached the roundabouts at Highway 9 South and Dawson Forest Road, turned right onto Dawson Forest Road. I set up at Bo's Food Mart, and Deputy Jordan had gone a little bit further down than me and set up at Blacks Mill Elementary. I observed the vehicle pass Deputy Jordan's location, at which time Deputy Jordan pulled out behind the vehicle. Deputy Jordan ended up activating his emergency equipment, initiating a traffic stop on the vehicle because the vehicle was trying to turn off into just a random driveway on on Dawson Forest Road. At which point I observed the traffic stop being initiated. I responded over to the traffic stop from Bo's Food Mart because it was right there. When approaching the vehicle, I observed the driver did not have his seatbelt on. He could not get the vehicle. It was a manual vehicle. He could not get the vehicle into a parked position. He actually was going through the gears on the clutch so much that he was burning up the clutch. There was actually smoke pouring from the clutch of the vehicle. There was a strong odor of an alcoholic beverage coming from the vehicle, and Deputy Jordan instructed him to exit the vehicle, and he continued messing with the clutch of the vehicle, at which point the door was open. He was told to exit the vehicle, and he exited the vehicle. At that point, I began my DUI investigation. I observed his eyes were bloodshot and watery, could smell a very strong odor of an alcoholic beverage. Asked him if he'd had anything to drink today, which he did admit to consuming alcoholic beverage. While I was speaking with him, Deputy Jordan had gone over to the passenger side of the vehicle, looked in. He had let me know that he observed 3 open containers of Heineken right there in the passenger seat area. And there's kind of like a pile of stuff on the floor, so it's kind of like piled up on that and the seat. Continued my interaction with him. Observed his speech was very slurred at times. He was communicating with me, but at times his speech was slurred to the point he was not understandable.
As we see, he's using an interpreter here. You're saying he communicated you in Spanish or English?
He was communicating with me in English on scene.
Right.
He did have periods of time where he would revert into Spanish and tried seeing if I spoke Spanish, which I told him I did not speak Spanish, but he was actually acknowledging, answering questions with me on scene.
Would you say he had troubles in English or no troubles?
I would say he had troubles in English just from the basics that I could get with him. But like I said, there's points in the conversation where his speech was so slurred, I couldn't understand what was being said.
And you said, where was this vehicle stopped at?
He had pulled into a driveway of a random house on Dawson Forest Road.
Where was the closest intersection with Dawson Forest or?
Closest intersection, I believe, is Pine Needle Drive to there, in between Pine Needle Drive and Bo's Food Mart.
And was that within Dawson County?
Yes, sir.
And who was driving that vehicle?
The defendant.
Can you identify him by article of clothing?
He's in the jumpsuit with the black and white stripes.
Now, with your DUI investigation, were you able to conduct field sobriety evaluations?
So I had asked him if he'd be willing to go through standardized field sobriety evaluations, at which point he told me no. He said, no, he's good.
All right. And so at that point, you saw what manifestations? Can you run through them again of impairments?
His eyes were bloodshot and watery. There was a strong odor of an alcoholic beverage coming from his person and coming from his breath. He's very off balance, swaying while standing. His speech was very slurred. He couldn't get the vehicle into gear to park it, just to get the vehicle into a stop motion. Like I said, he'd gone through the gears on that clutch to the point that the clutch was actually smoking from the vehicle.
And whose vehicle was it? Do you know?
It was registered to another person.
It wasn't even his car.
Did he provide you a license?
He, I believe he provided me with the identification card, Georgia identification card, if I remember correctly.
Did you attempt to validate that identification card, see if it had a license?
So I ran his name through GCIC, NCIC. This was after arrest that I ran his name, and he came back showing that his license was revoked. He had been declared a habitual violator. I believe the declaration date was 8/23 of 2023, somewhere around there. And he did not have a valid license at that time.
Was he served with the suspension paperwork?
It showed a habitual violator for the suspension.
And that would indicate he would have been served?
Yes.
What was he habitual violator for?
So you want to go through the arrest real quick?
Go through the what?
All the way. Go through the arrest real quick, because I went through the history and all that after the arrest. So after going through and asking for field sobriety evaluations and being told no, I attempted to obtain a preliminary breath test from him, and he would put his mouth on the tube and act like he was blowing, and he would never actually provide a sample onto the preliminary breath test. At which point I placed him under arrest for driving under the influence of alcohol because he was clearly intoxicated at that point. I read an implied consent notice for a blood test. He said, no, I'm good. Told him so, no for a blood test. And then right immediately after saying, no, I'm good for the blood test, he said something that was so slurred, it was completely not understandable. From there, he was searched, placed in my patrol vehicle. That's when I ran the driver's information, found out that he had been revoked and that he had been revoked for habitual violator. From there, we were not able to obtain somebody to come pick up the vehicle, so Deputy Jordan remained on scene with the vehicle while I transported him to the detention center. So we get to the detention center, turn him over to detention staff. I go up to dispatch because I had them run his criminal history. While going through his criminal history, there was two different agencies in his criminal history. Two were from Gwinnett County, one was from Forsyth County. There was 2 DUI convictions in 2023 and a DUI conviction in 2022, which would be the reason for having the habitual violator revocation, because that's 3 within the 10-year period. While actually in dispatch going through the criminal history, I just finished going through the criminal history. The detention center calls up to dispatch, tells me, hey, he is too intoxicated to be in the jail. He had blown on a preliminary breath test within the detention center, and he blew over the detention center's limit for acceptance into the jail. So from there, I had to transport him to Northeast Georgia Medical Center, that new one up there off of Highway 400, right before Highway 60, to obtain medical clearance for him to be incarcerated.
Thank you. Were you able to obtain clearance, or did you release him on citations?
So we were able to obtain clearance. The hospital did get him down just below the jail's threshold. And then from there, I transported him back to the detention center and turned him over to the detention staff.
What is the jail's threshold?
The jail's threshold for the actual written policy is 0.28 alcohol. If they're over a 0.28 alcohol, you have to go to the hospital and have medically cleared.
No further questions.
Thank you. Cross exam.
Just have a couple, Deputy. So you said Deputy Jordan initiate the traffic stop, correct?
Correct, off of the Bolo, yes.
Did Deputy Jordan ever explain what he personally observed?
He told me that he observed that the vehicle was weaving. It never actually failed to maintain its lane. The vehicle was leaving, and then the vehicle went to turn off into the driveway, which at that point I could be seen where I was sitting as well. At which point he initiated the traffic stop.
Understood, but when he was weaving, he never came outside of his lane, correct?
You don't have to for articulable reasonable suspicion on a DUI, especially for a possible DUI off of a be on the lookout.
Great, but just asking if he was or wasn't. Thank you, Deputy.
Correct. I have testified already that he was weaving.
Gotcha. Now, when you approached the vehicle, was he already stationary?
The vehicle was stopped. He could not get the vehicle into a gear to park it. He was going through, Deputy Jordan was telling him, put the vehicle in park, turn the vehicle off. And he's going through it and literally smoking the clutch, burning the clutch of the vehicle.
Okay, so
he could not get it into a park gear.
Understood. So you saw the seatbelt off when he was stationary then?
I saw the seatbelt off when he was stationary, and that was literally right as the stop was initiated.
Gotcha. And when you saw the containers of alcohol on the passenger floorboard, was there in fact alcohol in those containers?
Yes, I did take each container out of the vehicle. I took it, I tipped it in front of my body camera, and the remaining alcoholic beverage was poured out of each container.
Okay.
There were 3 total. They were Heineken's. I believe they were 24-ounce containers.
Okay. And when you read implied consent, was there any indication of him not understanding what you were saying to him?
I'm pretty sure no, I'm good was a very clear answer.
Understood. Thank you. No further questions.
Thank you. Redirect.
There are poor people all over the world who can't afford beer, and you just poured those out into the grass. A little for my homie. That was rude. Now I knew. As soon as I heard what he did to that poor clutch, I had to show it because it hurt me a little bit. Okay. Now we're going to go to Washington, right? This is Washington. Yes. I like this judge, but it's just, yeah, will no one think of the beer? That is alcohol abuse. Okay, we're going to go to Washington. It's a little slow in Washington, but it heats up at the end. Don't worry. It's 12 minutes long, so you don't have to wait too long for the end.
Thursday.
The 10:30 calendar, we have Ahmed Harid. That's benchmark flash on 1801.
Go ahead and hang up.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. We're on to the next matter, Mr. Harid, 1A0143750.
Mr. Harid, go ahead and hit *6 to unmute.
Hi. Hello.
Hello, Mr. Harid.
Your Honor, Mr. Harid tells me that he he wasn't getting some of the court notices. The one that he did get, he wasn't able to respond because he didn't have a phone at the time and he had no transportation. So he's asking the court to quash the bench warrant and set him for an out of custody arraignment.
Okay. Ms. Roberts?
No objection, Judge.
Okay. Mr. Harid, I have an address for you in Burien on 154th. Is that a good address?
Yes, ma'am.
We've had some return mail there. What's the apartment number?
I fixed that mailing issue. I didn't get some mail from there for the notices sometimes either. The apartment number is 201.
Okay, I'm going to confirm this because we had return mail. I have 210. Is that correct?
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
And it's 98166.
Indeed.
Okay. All right, I'm going to quash the warrant. I'm going to set this matter over for an arraignment, and that will be calendared on Wednesday, July 24th. That will be at 10 a.m.
All righty, ma'am.
They don't want to arraign. All right, so we'll see you then, Mr. Harid. What's that court date?
July 24th, 10 a.m.
That's correct.
And I'll call back to double confirm. Thank you, Miss.
Thank you. Next matter.
The last person is Stephen Klepper. That's a review on 1A0547059, review on 2A0254350, and review on 3A0364747. Looks like he also has an active warrant in this court for a newer charge, which I think is the basis for the review.
I grabbed that last little case by accident. This is the one. That one was nothing. It was an accident. By the way, speaking of lurkers. Oh no. Guys, I can't see. Deanna Orbach. Did I say that right? Deanna Orbach. Listen, thank you. I appreciate it. I really, really, really do. Thanks for your comments. It's Queen Deanna. Queen Deanna, thank you so much. I really, really, really appreciate it. And you're probably right here right now.
And that is...
That's 4A0486770.
Thank you, Ms. Roberts. And he and I, we didn't really have a chance to talk because he was having some difficulty unmuting. And then when he finally unmuted, he disconnected from Zoom. And I came back into the courtroom and I didn't realize that he logged back in. But as far as I can tell, the only issue is the new charge for which he hasn't been arraigned yet. I'm
sorry, can I interrupt, counsel? He's not present in the courtroom, correct?
He's the phone number on Zoom.
Let's make sure Mr. Klepper is participating. Mr. Klepper, unmute, please.
He's there.
Mr.
He's
Klepper, go ahead and hit *6 like you did last time.
Boomers take a while.
All right, so he's there. The warrant matter was not even actually on the calendar today. But we can have it added. Let's address these issues. All right, so that case ending in 770, that was a bench warrant from May 29th of this year. I don't have the file before me. I'm trying to see if he's been arraigned at all on that case.
I don't believe so. I think he failed to
No,
appear.
ma'am.
Okay.
No, I was out of town and I didn't have anybody available to check the mail.
Do we want to set this matter over for an arraignment?
Yes, in fact, the reviews, please.
And
City requests that he come to arraignment in person. City requests that the court not quash the warrant at this point. I'm not understanding. I thought he was given the arraignment date by hand, the date of by hand by the officers. The date of violation was 5/24/24.
No, I never received any paperwork. And it did show up in the mail, but I was out of town and I didn't have anybody available to check the mail for me to you know, I kind of knew better, I guess, but I didn't pay attention.
And then I didn't have glasses when I finally got it, so I couldn't read. And then the wind blew it
Ms.
away.
Roberts, can you see if he was provided paperwork at the time of the violation?
Yes, Judge, I'll look that up right now.
I don't have a file.
I wonder if she's going to say he was provided paperwork. I wonder.
Mr. Klepper, are you back in town, or you said you were out of town?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes.
Then I am going to have you come to court for the arraignment.
All right.
I'm going to have Ms. Roberts let me know if you were provided the previous court date.
The 26th was the date that I was aware of, but that was after obviously the bench warrant was issued. I didn't think it'd be that soon after.
Dan, what about me? Metal.
Do you see it on this citation, Judge? I just need to confirm that the officers are.
I'm not sure how far out you're considering, but I have a major surgery in like 2 weeks or so, less than 2 weeks.
When's it scheduled?
He doesn't know.
Yeah, I have to confirm with the doctor here tomorrow, and I'll know for sure. Then I have to arrange travel as well. It's right around the 10th, I believe.
All right, I'm looking at the sector ticket. It says it was served on violator with the arraignment date or appearance date of Wednesday, May 29th, 2024 at 10 a.m., which is the arraignment date. So, Mr. Klepper, let's see.
Yeah, I wasn't aware of that.
You were not, or you were?
No, I was not aware of that.
Your Honor, I'm reading from Sergeant Parrish's actual full report. Indicates that Mr. Klepper was issued his copy of the citation and driven home by another officer.
Okay, so Mr. Klepper, you were given that court date in hand when you were contacted by the police on.
I have not seen any paperwork. Unless it was left in the car, or the officer didn't forward it to me or something with my personal property. I'm not sure, to be honest with you.
Your Honor,
how do we resolve?
Well, Mr. Klepper, I am not going to quash the warrant. I'm going to leave it outstanding. You're to come into court next Wednesday for the arraignment. We can address it then.
I can't come in tomorrow or something?
No,
I have a lot of appointments, but what if, I'm trying to be available, but
right. So I am going to have you come to court on July 3rd at 10 a.m. for the arraignment. Your probation cases will also be on the calendar. That warrant will remain at $1,000.
I don't understand why you want to leave it active. What good does that do us?
Well, because your cases, you don't come to court. You're given court dates, you don't come. So you're here and you're not here in person.
It's nothing negligently on purpose. It's just things in life come up. I got so much other stuff going on. It's unbelievable.
So do I, Mr. Klepper, but I'm here in court today.
I understand.
So
I understand.
expect you
Okay,
to be
then
as well. Bench warrant will remain.
I just know why I just don't know why a 66-year-old gentleman has to risk going to jail, have the fear of risk of going to jail. Why, I've been a citizen of Lake Forest Park for 15 years as a taxpayer, but I sure not treated fairly like one. No doubt. Okay, that's fine. Whatever works for you guys.
Well, the bail is set at $1,000. You can always post that bail, but your hearing date is set for July 3rd.
Okay, now who do I post it with? You guys? You want me I can bring the money tomorrow. I'm just not going to live in fear no more. This is ridiculous.
Well, you can post that bail and you can reach out to your attorney if you want some guidance on that. You can come to the window and post the bail. And then the warrant will not
I'll just have my attorney post the bail, I guess, as soon as possible. So I'm sorry, could I get the date again?
Next Wednesday, July 3rd, 10 a.m.
Okay.
All of them. Yep. So everything will be on the calendar for July 3rd. 10 a.m. will be the arraignment on the new case. That bail is $1,000.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Have a good afternoon. Am I done?
You are done. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
I pay taxes. You have to do what I say. I pay your salary, Judge. Without me, you wouldn't get paid, Judge. I want my case dismissed. This is harassment. I was harassed by the police when they drove me home, because police drive people home when they do stuff like that. They just drive them right home. So let's talk about Fleischer for a second. And I knew this. I knew this. So remember how I said, everybody, let's go join Fleischer's stream. So we were all supposed to join Fleischer's stream today. And I did. I really did. So I joined his stream a couple minutes late, but better late than never. And I was on for a while. But here's what happened. Judge Fleischer was needed in another courtroom. So he got up and left for like an hour. Okay? I sort of knew that he was gone for a while, but I fell asleep while he was gone. I just passed out. So I didn't know how long he was gone. So when I was getting his stream ready today, I recorded the first hour and 45 minutes, just like I always do. Well, guess who wasn't there for the first hour? Security, I saw you there. I saw a lot of people there. I did. I saw a lot of people there. So like I was saying, I recorded what I recorded was him just not there. That was so I got 9 minutes right now of Fleischer, but don't worry. Don't worry. I'm prepared for this. I prepared for this. Let's just enjoy this for 9 minutes. Doesn't he look good today?
Mark Placker.
That's right.
Mr. Placker, you're charged with reckless driving. You're facing up to 30 days in jail and/or a $500 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present during any questions and interviews with the state of Texas. If you cannot afford a lawyer will be appointed to represent you, sir. Okay.
Officers conducted a traffic stop on a white pickup truck that was following an unmarked vehicle and driving erratically, making attempts to pass him. The defendant did not have a driver's license or ID on his person and would not provide his name or date of birth or any ID numbers. His driving included driving in two lanes at a high rate of speed while making unsafe lane changes, causing the unmarked vehicle to maneuver to avoid striking the defendant's vehicle.
So he was he weaving in and out of lanes? Is that what he was doing that was reckless?
Yes, Your Honor, in that tailgating the unmarked police vehicle, there could be unmarked police vehicle making evasive maneuvers in order to avoid accidents.
Okay. Mr. Placker, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. Tell me, do you have a Texas driver's license?
Yes, sir.
Can you run his license, guys, please?
Sure.
Do you have liability insurance in your name?
As of?
It's either a yes or a no. Then if you do not have liability insurance, you are not allowed to drive. I'm making that a condition of your bond. If I find that you drive, then you will go to jail.
Yes, sir.
You were going to sign with me today a promise that you're going to make. This is an affidavit that you're not to drive, and I don't care what's going on in your life. I don't care if you need groceries, if cat has to go to the hospital. If you don't have liability insurance, do not drive.
Yes, sir.
Now, if you're able to get liability insurance and you can bring it back to me and show me that you have it, at that point, I will take this restriction off. But I want you to understand, I will put you in jail.
If my cat has to go to the hospital, I'll steal an ambulance. I'll steal an ambulance. Oh, yes, I will.
If you do, you will not get any more PR bonds from us. You understand, sir? Tell me what you do for a living, sir.
I'm currently unemployed.
Why is that?
Looking for help.
When is the last time you've had full-time employment?
2 months ago.
What were you doing?
Pipe fitter helper in Colorado.
Sorry?
I was a pipe fitter helper.
A pipe fitter helper.
Yes.
Why did you lose that job?
That job shut down. The job ended. Job completion.
What I was hoping to accomplish is he's on fire.
Okay, my neighbor is elderly, more elderly than me, even. So here's what I'll do. I'll call an ambulance to my elderly neighbor's house because I haven't seen him for a while. And then while they're in there helping him, I'm going to steal that ambulance, take my kitty cat to the hospital. Not the vet, because the vet's too expensive. I'm going to take it to the hospital where I go and make them fix my kitty. That's what's going to happen.
Would you like to apply for an appointed lawyer, sir?
Yes.
Stephen will give you an application. I'm going to have you come up here. You will swear to us that you're not to drive until you have liability insurance and court approval from us. I want you to understand that I don't care what your excuse is. If you drove here, you may not drive home. You understand?
Yes, sir, I understand. If I get insurance when I leave here, before I.
No, before you get into a car and drive, you must have liability insurance.
I can do that.
If you get it today while you're here in court waiting, then I need proof of it. I'm not going to take your word for it.
Yeah, no.
At that point, I'll let you drive.
Yes,
Okay?
sir.
All I'm asking you to do is follow the law. I'm not asking you to split the atom.
Yes, sir.
All right? Come on.
Pleasure.
Good morning, Ms. Stewart.
Good morning, Judge.
We were talking about you, so I only think it's fair that you're out here listening to what's happening because this is your case. The reason that you're being held is because you have a felony prostitution out of Bexar County, but you also picked up a theft and here with us now. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you, ma'am. Okay.
The defendant was caught passing all points of sale and family dolls in Harris County, Texas, with a large quantity of items without paying. The total value was $175.75.
That must have been a lot of stuff at a dollar store. So, Ms. Stewart, unfortunately now, unless you're able.
Did she steal $100 of stuff at the dollar store? Guys, how? Where do you put all that stuff? Things at the dollar store are like $1.25. So no, she didn't steal 100 items, but she stole a lot of items. How? Where? Now I have something for my bucket list. $101 at the dollar store.
To make the $10,000 bond, to make the out-of-county bond.
Yeah.
What's going to happen now is when anything, the hold will stay in place until you take care of this case here. Once we are done with you here, Bexar County has 10 days to come and get you. If they don't come get you within 10 days, then Harris County will release you. But I guess she made bond when?
Do they have giant coats in Texas?
The time starts from the time she made bond, right? The 10 days, doesn't it?
Yesterday.
So she made bond when, yesterday? So basically 10 days from yesterday, they have to come get her. Do you have an offer on these cases now?
Anytime, sir, Judge, I can make it.
They've made offers on your cases now. I don't know what you want to do. If you would like to wait, we can wait to get Josh the time to get evidence. I'll let you guys go back there and talk about it.
We'll go back and talk.
But yeah, I don't want you to make a decision now. I just wanted to tell you what's going on with your case, man. Okay. All right. Thanks, Josh. I keep you waiting.
We have one off docket plea ready to go. Let's knock that out first.
I'm not ready to move on yet. Sorry, guys. I'm not.
Mr. Paul?
So what gets more time in Texas? Prostitution or stealing 100 items from the dollar store? Which one is the greater crime? Which one? And like, if she did use her prison purse, then they can't resell that stuff. They just can't. Hi, Tammy. I want to know which crime is greater. Which one are they going to drop during the plea? Oh, man. And if she's stealing, she's not good at her first crime.
All right. Good morning, Mr. Prawl. Sir, you're charged with harassing communication. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. You guys have worked out an agreement where they're offering you a 9-month deferred.
Yes, sir.
This is a type of probation. Understand that
Sir.
if you complete it successfully, you do not end up with a conviction on your record.
Yes, sir.
Right? But it's not dismissed. So you cannot tell people it was dismissed. You
Sir.
did the probation, completed it successfully, don't end up with a conviction on your record. Understand, for you to get that though, you must do an effective decision-making class, a 2-hour anger management class, and no contact with Tiara Johnson.
Yes, sir.
If you complete this, great. At some point, you may even be able to have it sealed so that the general public does not see it.
Yes, sir.
You give up a lot of rights by entering into this agreement, though. Such rights that you can never get back. You give up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses, testify on your behalf, confront, cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization under federal law. You give up the right to appeal. So this is a contract that you and I are entering to, that once you enter into it, you either complete it successfully or you end up getting revoked.
Yes,
You
sir.
pick up a new case, violate these conditions, I will issue a warrant for your arrest. I'm going to put you in jail. The only thing that we're going to talk about is if you violated it. And if you did, you're looking at up to 6 months in jail.
Yes, sir.
Is this what you want to do?
Yes, sir.
How do you plead to the offense of harassing communication?
That's what we talked about.
I will not find you guilty.
Yes, sir.
withhold that for 9 months, and we will go from there.
Sir.
Which effective decision-making class did you want, Pavel? Okay, so you got that, so we know. Okay, I think it's important that we know that, so we're all on the same page.
Yes,
Okay, Mr. Prawl, I wish you the best of luck. Get it done. If you ever have any issues, come back and talk to us here. The worst thing you can do is just fail to show up, because I'm telling you now, it's not going to go well if you do.
Yes, sir.
Good luck. Please see the photo. John D., what else?
There's one other question.
Okay.
Part of the pretrial,
With Mr. Prawl?
yes, sir.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay.
Pretrial, conditions, he has an ankle monitor. There's been zero contact with, and
He's done well?
job, he's doing very well.
Good job.
Can we,
Yes, and,
for his new job, he needs to have that removed, Judge. And he's had it on for like two or three
Done
months.
well?
yes, sir.
No issues?
No issues.
Wonderful. I'll take it off.
Yes, sir.
Don't,
No.
because if we hear any issues,
Sir,
guess what happens?
I'll be right back in here. All right?
Okay, well, you've been doing good, and we'll reward you. We'll take it off.
Yes, sir.
Judge, two other matters. First, oh, you're good. You
Okay.
just need to meet with probation. Thank you. Mr.
So that was like an hour and 40 minutes into his docket, maybe 2 hours into his docket. Everything in between what I showed you was dead air that I recorded. But don't worry. I have it queued up sort of at the same sort of spot, maybe. These were everybody talking earlier today, but if you want to see that, you got to go to his stream. There. See, that looks like it's the same spot, right? Oh no, it's an hour and 44 minutes in. So we'll just start from here. Unedited. Okay, it's fine. Don't worry. I'll just unmute it quick. I have to keep it muted because it'll echo and play when I play a video.
Another week or two to get that done. So if we can just, a couple of weeks to get that done. Okay, last one, Judge, and you're probably going to want to talk to Mr. Gonzalez, but he was the DWI case that I was appointed on late, but the case is so old that you gave him to today to get all the PTI stuff in. It was all done. He filled out everything the last time. Only thing he had to do was get the, paperwork in.
Guys, if you haven't seen Chrysanthi, go to my Patreon. It's free. Hold on, I'll give you the link. It's Court Vibes on Patreon. Chrysanthi, a lawyer in Australia, is there. PO Box, PayPal, Patreon. She's the GOAT of lawyers. She just is. She charges $8,000 a day. My Lord. That's crazy because, wait a second. Hold on. Time out. That trial that she's in right now has lasted for years. Years. The trial alone, not the case. The trial alone. How can they afford that? How can that one doctor afford that? And oh man, it's a defamation case. They must be going for big bucks in that defamation case. I mean, I think they're suing like 60 Minutes, right? So, ooh, that's going to be a big one. And if they don't win, he's going to have to pay her. I don't know how he's going to pay her all that money. It'll cost him an arm and a leg. I'm sorry. I couldn't help it. I'll stop now.
I gave it all to him on the 12th. He started a new job.
Don't care.
So anyway, he's here, Judge. He's
Not all done?
He's not all done.
Then that's,
So,
then
I mean,
that's it.
okay.
I'll talk to him after we've been out the line.
Well, if I may, Judge, there's a lot of people here. I'm going to run up to felony.
Take your time.
But I may have to just maybe get a day or two on that case. But we'll come back.
I'm setting it for trial. If he doesn't have it done, then that's it. Okay.
Since I'm here, just give us a trial date and we've got to do something by then anyways.
Go do what you need to do, and then come back.
I mean, no, seriously, if you don't mind, I mean, by trial date, it's got to be done or something, because that's what's going to happen. Because I haven't explained to him the alternative besides the PTI, because I mean, I only got on the case last time. So I've only talked to him about PTI. So I need time to talk to him about what the heck we're going to do, because now
I don't
PTI
want
is
to
not
just set
an
up a
option.
trial for the sake of setting up a trial for nothing. Just come back and talk to him and then.
Okay.
Aaron.
Judge, I have a bond plea, Mr. Gregory, first name Dante.
Ready? Mr. Gregory, you're charged with failure to stop and give information. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. Agreement, they're offering you 3 days in jail, credit for the 2 days. Is this what you want to do, sir? Correct. Understand this charge will go on your record. It's going to be there for the rest of your life. From now on, you're facing up to 6 months in jail. I'm sorry, up to 30 days in jail if you pick up any new cases. Be careful. You're giving up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses, testify on your behalf, confront, cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded
I would charge $3.50 a day.
from the country, deny naturalization. You give up the right to appeal. Are you on probation or parole at this time? Okay. How do you plead to the officer? I will find you guilty, sentence you to the agreement. Good luck to you, sir. Thanks, sir. You roll this is yours. Okay, Josh.
Stewart, step all the way up.
So Ms. Stewart wanted to do it? Okay. All right. Good morning, Ms. Stewart. So you're charged with theft. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. It's 3 days in jail. Credit for the 3 days that you've already done. Understand this theft will go on your record. I don't know how many other thefts that you have, but you need to understand a third theft, you'll be facing a felony charge years instead of days. Do you understand, man? Yes. You're giving up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses, testify on behalf, confront, cross-examine accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, deny naturalization. You give up the right to appeal. Do you understand? Yes. How do you plead to the offense, man? Guilty or not guilty? I will find you guilty, send you to the agreement. Good luck to you, mister. Thanks, Josh. Hey.
Plea on last name Perez, first name Carlos on bond.
Okay.
Yes, sir. No, sir. Arms by your side.
Mr. Perez,
One more.
Full cut number 7.
do you have any criminal history?
Juvenile. Extensive.
You don't have any adult criminal history though, do you?
No, sir.
You sure you want to do this?
Yes, sir.
Once this theft goes on your record as an adult, it's going to be very, very difficult to get a job. As a juvenile, all that is sealed, I would presume. So
I think it might
Can't
have
do a
been,
poll
public
for
will
3
not
more
see it.
days.
it might have been adjudicated sentence at
4
Rob.
more days? 3 more days?
I don't see it. And that's a good thing for you. But I'm telling you now, with a theft, you'll be branded a thief for the rest of your life. Sure you want to do this? Were there any alternate offers or no?
Nothing worth taking, Judge.
And I don't know you. I don't know how you like to play when you get out the doors. You know, if you know you're not going to make it, that's one thing. I need you to understand that once you're branded a thief, this isn't like Target. You can return it because you don't like it. Once you plead to something, you're stuck with this for the rest of your life. Even now as an adult, this step will be on your record forever. You're also facing a minimum of 30 days in jail from now on for anything you pick up. You're sure you don't want to do like a deferred or anything like that?
Probation without conviction.
Probation. You're giving up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront, cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen or possible immigration consequence, you can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeal. Like I said, this is going to be there even after you die. It's there forever. You understand? How do you plead to the offense of theft, sir? I will find you guilty, sentence you to it. Good luck to you, Mr. Perez. Thanks. Patrick.
Mr. Hewitt today, and he is trying. No one will put a, no one can get intoxicated work in his car. It's a brand new BMW hybrid. The electronics don't work, so we just need an alternative. Whatever your preference is.
Scram, or do you want a portable device?
I think he would prefer a portable device. Okay.
Do that.
Thank you.
Okay. Hey.
Hey, Judge, how are you? Judge, I have a PTI in here on Noel Trejo, and we got the contract yesterday. We have already got the interlock on him though, and he just needs to pay the DA fee and turn that in. So if we could have a couple of days.
All he needs is the DA fee?
Yes, sir. And
how long do you want?
I mean, if we put it on like the beginning of next week, we'll do it off docket. Yeah.
Monday?
That's fine. All right, thank you.
Judge, are we paying for this portable?
Yeah, that's fine. Hi, Owen.
Good morning. Judge, I have on your docket, Bettencourt, Mario Bettencourt. Judge, we're moving forward with a PTI on this case. Mr. Bettencourt has already filled out an application. He's going to drop it off to my office today. The reason he's here this morning, I got a notice from the pretrial people that he's not communicating with them, and they wanted him to be instructed to communicate with them. So he's here at the request. I don't know who precisely said show up, but he's here. The coordinator indicated I would need to address that issue with you.
Have they submitted a bond violation report?
No,
He called her the coordinator.
Text regarding them not following.
Mr. Bettencourt, come up. Do you want to go to jail?
No, I do not.
So why aren't you complying with pretrial services then?
I mean, I guess
Judge, they told him they were going to be communicating with him, and they told him to watch his cell phone because when they called, he needed to respond. He's saying he never received a call. So I don't know what that's about.
And the Sprinkler said he was non-compliant because he's not calling the drug testing line there.
Oh, he's not communicating, he's not calling them. That's the issue.
He's been instructed on it. And he's not calling them, he's calling his officer.
So let's do this. I'm now going to give him a portable device. He's got to have it 3 days. I'll pay for it. Now you're going to have a device because I can't trust you anymore, Mr. Bettencourt.
It's so funny that you said Porky Pig because I was thinking he looks like the guy on Porky's. Do you remember that guy on Porky's where he shaved his head? That's who he looks like to me. And you said Porky Pig, a cute little cartoon character.
So he's now going to have a portable device and I'll pay for it.
Understood, Judge.
I'm going to tell you now, you blow hot on that thing, or if the battery goes dead, so do you. No excuse. Do you understand? All right. Hey, thanks.
We're working on the PTI, like I said. So
take your time, Owen.
All right. Thank you, Judge.
Okay, no, for the PTI is
I'm here on an off-docket matter.
Okay.
The cause number is 249-6938.
6938?
Yes.
On Rangel. Okay.
He's here. He has a warrant out for a theft by a check. like to see if we can do a bond walkthrough and he can just take his fingerprints.
Bring 'em up. Have you given an offer on this already, Pavel?
It's restitution. Restitution is this.
How much do you want?
It's.
What kind of gouge?
It's on the case.
How much?
$645.
And what? 15 cents?
10 cents.
10 cents. Okay.
Sorry, I talked fast.
And that's okay.
It's been shown that that's.
Do you speak English? You need a translator?
Yes, please.
Yeah, okay. So just, toma asiento un momento. Okay. Give me 5 minutes, we'll get a translator to do everything, but I will give you a PR bond. And they've already given you a restitution and dismiss offer. Did you see that?
Yes.
So if he pays that, they'll dismiss the case. But we need to still do the bond paperwork. Okay. Hi, Greg. Yeah.
I have Shannon Gutierrez on the docket. I did get a reset date, but we haven't left yet. We're waiting on the surveillance, but he required proof of employment to you this setting. I don't know if you remember, it was kind of a.
Is he working?
Well, he said he's working for an elderly couple. He has a handwritten thing in his notebook saying he's working there, so I don't know how to verify
Come
that.
up. Around that way.
I hear some lying coming up. Lies,
But he
lies,
tells me he
lies.
is.
I asked 2 things from you, Mr. Gutierrez. Number 1, stay out of trouble. Number 2, to get a full-time job. That's the only thing I wanted. You understand? Have you gotten a full-time job? What are you doing?
Just so you know, there's 0 interruptions if you go watch Fleischer's stream on his channel. KS, I've always wanted to tell you something. So, do you know what KS means when you're gaming? When you're in like a big multiplayer video game? It means kill still. Kill steal. Let's say you're fighting a boss monster and you get it down to like 10%, and then someone comes behind you, ganks you, kills you, and then kills that boss monster, the 10%, and they get all the drops. That's one example. Every time you and Chaos Gary comes in, I think of kill stealers. There's the chaosers coming in. Kill stealing. Which I do, by the way. I'm a KSer, and it's unfortunate for people who play with me on a server. But you should be able to fend off anything. If you can't fend off attacks, then you need to armor up, baby.
Labor gauge, just for landscaping. They ended up needing something a little more. So I've been helping an elderly couple in their late 70s. One hardly leaves the house. And I've been pretty much being their caregiver 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, from 5 to 8 hours.
Great. What proof do you have?
It was a handwritten note that she barely took 2 weeks to get out of her, and with her contact information for her and the roommate.
Okay.
They're both in their late 70s. Like I said.
So we can get in contact with her and this person will verify. Okay, wonderful. What's the phone number? Okay, go get it.
Okay.
Luis will be here in a few minutes.
Okay.
Mel, I can't remember. Are you Australia or Michigan? You're one of those two, right? Michigan. You're Michigan, right?
number is 832
I'm not apologizing.
573
Sorry, Rebecca. I don't
1007.
apologize.
Her name is Yvonne Ryan.
Okay, so I'm gonna reach out to this person.
Yes,
Okay, for now, we're gonna reset your case,
yes,
and then I will get him back a hold of you.
yes,
Continue to work.
yes, sir.
If this doesn't work out, find another place. Remember, if it's an older elderly couple that you're actually working for, you probably need quite a bit of patience. Exercise patience with the elderly because they need it. Understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
all right.
Don't worry, Fazia, I got this. Think of it this way. Okay, first I'll tell you what it means. Like if you spawn camp someone, that means you're right when you die in a video game, you spawn somewhere else. You usually spawn at the same spot. You like come back to life at that same spot. If someone's camping your spawn, like as soon as you revive and you like pop up, boom, 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 they shoot you dead. And then you pop back up, boom, 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 they shoot you dead. And so they're just camping you. They're just spawn camping you. But think about it this way. All right. Like an Overwatch is one video game. And like the camps, there's two camps, team A and team B. And it's hard to it's like king of the mountain. It's hard to get up the mountain, and then once you're at the top of the mountain, you make sure nobody else can get on the mountain. And that's what spawn camping is. Like you fought your way the whole way to their camp, which is hard to do. You fought your way to their camp, and now you're just spawn camping them because, no one's allowed on my mountain. Not today.
Okay, John D.
Hey, Judge, just want to revisit Mr. Gonzalez. PTI is off the program. I talked to him, Judge.
Come up, Gonzalez Bach.
So anyways, Judge, as I mentioned earlier, I mean, if we even want to discuss giving him a second chance to get all the PTI stuff in, but it's not.
This case is
Okay.
nearly 600 days old.
Oh,
I
understood,
gave
Judge.
him a time to get all the PTI documents. Do you think any other judge would give him more than 600 days to get the PTI stuff together?
No, of course not,
Right.
Judge, but in
So
all
it's
fairness,
not-
I mean, prior to me, I don't know what was communicated to him, but with me being appointed on the last reset, I got him all the information. He just started a new job, and that was his reasoning for not being able to get all that stuff back to me. And so, I mean, in my dealings with him, he's been conversing and except for not doing the last bit.
Gonzalez Bach.
Yes.
What other offers do you have besides that?
There's a time served and a standard probation, Judge.
Offered you either time served, that if you were to plead guilty, you would walk out of here today, the conviction would go on your record. They're also offering you probation on this case as well. I need to know what you want to do. If you do not want to do either, then I will set your case for trial today, Mr. Gonzalez Bach.
Just one last thing, Judge. If we go without a rec, it's a deferral.
If you wanted to do a deferred, I'm okay with it, for sure.
I mean, that's without a rec. And again, I
Are they
just,
not offering a deferred?
No, Your Honor, I don't know if the Bell offers first.
well, it's usually for us to get deferred, we go without a rec and you give the deferred, Judge.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I mean, that's what I've done in other courts.
Judge Hendry's never offered.
Their policy is not, but of course, by law,
No
you can
kidding.
give it.
I've never heard that before.
Yes,
Is that right?
I didn't know we were allowed to offer deferred, Your
Okay,
Honor.
we'll see what Pavel will say. If not, I'm okay with it.
Right, and again, Judge, I haven't even evaluated this case for any other thing except for the PTI. And since that's a dead end, that's why I'm asking you, if you want to just give us a date so I can do all of that, I can talk to him a little bit more about what his options are. And if he doesn't want it,
Or I'm okay with tomorrow.
I can roll it to either Monday, Judge, I'm just out, so
No.
I can't be here tomorrow or Friday. And I know you don't like Fridays, that's why a lot of my cases, we've been rolling till Monday. It's just the scheduling problem that I have for tomorrow, Judge. So if you want to do it Monday, we'll have a definitive answer for you for sure on Monday, and he'll be back on Monday.
I'm not doing the PTI on this case.
No, I
want
got
you to
you.
understand that.
I
it's-
just need a few days to talk to him about all of his options.
Because he says he hasn't seen any of it. That's all.
Well, I haven't evaluated for trial, Judge, or any of the other conditions.
I'll set you for a final plea or trial setting for Monday.
Thank you, Judge. 7-1 it is. We'll have a definitive answer.
Tracy,
Yes.
I'd like to send it for a drug and alcohol test right now, please. Okay. All right, so we got you for Monday. Keep your seat for me in the jury box.
Come back. You want me to come back after the test?
Yeah.
Did you see that? He just grabbed that out of his hand.
Corey, you were next.
Oh,
You
sorry,
okay?
I've got Ms. Torres.
Torrance?
Yeah, Jennifer Torres. Her appearance is waived. States I get stuck on a time served offer. So
It's only 100 days, so
That's not
whatever.
that. All right.
Yeah,
Thanks, Judge.
for sure. Okay, are you ready? Irma, hi,
Good morning.
thank you for coming.
Yes, sir.
Good morning, Mr. Rangel.
Por favor, mire al señor juez y respóndale a él a voz alta. Sí, señor, no, señor.
Mr. Rangel,
Bueno, señora.
you were charged with theft by check. You were facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. Probable cause has already been found in this case. So,
Jim, it's so nice to see you again.
where's it from again?
Your Honor, do you have the cause number?
Oh, it's Ann Harris Bennett. That's all the theft by checks now nowadays are. Right. I mean, I'm not going to prohibit him from going to Ann Harris Bennett, you know?
I'm sorry, what was it? What?
She's the tax assessor collector.
Oh.
So this is a check that he allegedly wrote to the tax assessor for
Impuestos.
I don't even know. It doesn't say. Just a check that he, for $540 that he wrote to the tax assessor collector.
Guys, oh, no, he's walking
Understand
away.
that
Hold on.
while
hold
you're
on.
on bond.
Okay, guys, look at the guy way in the back right now in the blue coat. All right, do you see him? Guys, he's holding a Stetson, I think. Or, okay, I call all hats that look like cowboy hats Stetsons. Is that wrong? Is that right? Look, I'm not from Texas. I'm from Pennsylvania. We don't wear those. I'm just super excited to see a guy in Texas with a cowboy hat. I hope he comes back up. You'll see it. Tell me if it's a Stetson.
Do not pick up any new cases. I see that you don't have any criminal history. I will give you a PR bond today, Mr. Rangel. Are you a citizen of the United States?
Resident.
Understand, the more criminal cases that you pick up, the higher likelihood you have of that residency being revoked.
Esa residencia se la pueden retirar.
You are not a citizen yet. Do you understand me?
¿Se entiende? Yes, sir.
If there's any problem with your paperwork and you go to jail, it's very possible that they put an immigration detainer on you. So I would be very careful.
Tenga mucho cuidado.
Okay, now, the state has extended you an offer. We will give you 30 days.
Hace 30 días. We'll take care of it by the end of Friday. El viernes,
We
sí.
will set your case off, but it looks like if you pay restitution, they will dismiss this case against you. So I will give him a PR bond now, and then, but we need him to stay, to sign the paperwork and to sign the reset. If you want to go ahead and get a reset date with Victoria, we'll just set it off for whatever date that is. So, Mr. Rangel, I need you to stay while we do the paperwork for the PR bond. And at that point, we will give you a copy of the reset, and then you will be able to go.
Puede que se haga la fianza.
So for now, just please take us, actually, let's have you go to sign a reset there now.
right, thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
Luis covers all the courtrooms, all the courtrooms.
Hi,
So
Dan.
he could be somewhere else, or he has
Easy one
off
for you.
today.
Okay,
It's 109 days old. He has the application in, T-Res done. We just got the contract for DWI PTI today. I sent it to him. I told him to get done as soon as possible. So we get this thing in 2 weeks on that.
yeah, we'll give you the 2 weeks. If he doesn't have it done, he's got to be here though.
Yes, sir.
Who's it on?
Vincent Hernandez.
We got you, man.
Thank you, Judge.
The judge was so nice to everybody today.
Yeah, let me just make this document.
Approaching on Rogers.
Mr. Slider.
I don't. Judge, here on Mr. Rogers.
Come up, Mr. Rod.
He's in here, but more so the conversation is shooting time.
Something happened?
I think he was going to the restroom, but I think he got taken back to the restroom. We're gonna time serve him, or are we going to put him on a?
He's out. He posted bond.
But do you want to time serve him, or do you want to put him on a deferred?
Well, I don't know. Are you ready to do something? Do you want to do
I could
something?
time serve him, but as of yesterday, you didn't want to do that.
I think that
He's not gonna make it deferred.
come up, Mr. Rogers. Guys, keep it down, please. Hey, to 2 weeks, they got the contract today on Dan's case. What are you doing with your life now, Mr. Rogers?
Landscape.
Who with?
My cousin, my brother. My brother has a company.
You landscape.
Yes, sir, every day. Mr. Slaughter got.
Did you graduate from high school?
Yes, sir. I got a high school diploma. I graduated.
Is this what you see yourself doing for the next 30 years, landscaping?
It's fun. I like it. I like landscaping.
You like making $20 cutting a yard?
I mulch. I don't just cut grass. I do gutters. I landscape. I fix gardens.
So all these cases here, is this just to supplement your income then? All these BMVs, all these the theft cases, is all this stuff is just to supplement your income? Is that what you're doing then? Because you're not making enough? It's a rhetorical question, Mr. Rogers. It's not one for you to answer. But my concern is that since 2021, theft, DWI, felony evading, and now you have 2 burglary of motor vehicles.
Excuse me, sir. How I help?
I know that a lot of them have been dismissed. But the fact remains is that anytime you look for a job, they're still going to see all of this. What do you think they're going to say? A potential job, what do you think they're going to think when they see all this? When you try to rent an apartment, they're going to see all this. Where do you live now? Right. You're not going to live with your grandmother forever. At some point, you're going to have to move out. You're going to have to put in an application for either an apartment. Well, it's got to be an apartment because you're not going to buy a house cutting grass. What do you think an apartment's going to do when they see all this? Even dismissed. And the worst part about it is because this is now a second burglary of a motor vehicle, that offer to get it dismissed don't happen again. And I'm going to tell you that when potential employers look up a burglary, that's worse than a theft, because to them, that means you robbed someone. Do you think anyone in their right mind is going to want someone like that working for them? I wouldn't. Slider wouldn't. It'd be a fool errand because we know, given the opportunity, someone's going to yank it from us. Someone's going to take it. Someone's going to. So the question is, And Mr. Slider, I'm at a loss too, because, I was thinking about this last night. Where do we go from here? Really? You just don't get it. And the thing is perhaps Pavel has just been too nice because all these other cases against you, except for one, has been dismissed. Has that enabled you? Meaning, has it said, well, man, all these other things get dismissed, man. I guess nothing's gonna happen to me. I can do.
I don't think like this, sir.
Actions speak louder than words, Mr. Rogers. You telling me something, this goes in this ear, goes right up that ear. Is this the BMV where someone got shot?
Yes, Judge, this wasn't him, yeah, someone got shot.
Someone got shot in this BMV by a shotgun. Luckily, they weren't killed. Pavel, where do we go from here, man? How do we impart this knowledge to Mr. Rogers that?
Well, Judge,
What do we do?
he's charged, I can't really evaluate him, so I offered
Five
defer the
sleeps.
TRS or the
5 more
alternative,
sleeps.
the time served. He has sat term a deferred in the past, so I thought maybe he would be something like that, but I always offer in the alternative of time served, just because I know some people have.
You know what? That's a good idea, the TRAS.
The T-Rex.
Yeah.
See where,
I think that's probably the best thing. Let's do an evaluation to see what they say is the most appropriate course of action. But theft, DWI, BMV, felony evading.
That was Saturday night.
Either you're going to get shot and killed,
No, that was Lafayette from
or
True
you're going to end
Blood.
up with a 30-year sentence.
Lafayette.
You say no, but one of your crew got shot. You can run and you can do it. But at some point, it's going to catch up to you, Mr. Rogers. I'm trying to impart this to you before that happens. I was young and I was an a-hole too. Luckily, I had someone pull me aside and go, hey man, what the hell are you doing? Before it got too late for me. We all make mistakes. The idea of a father or a father figure like Mr. Slider is to hit you into place when you start veering off the line so that you can start getting the straight. Because you veer too far off.
She's the boss.
Your host.
She beats up all the other cats.
And with your record, you're
She's the
already
boss.
off the line right here.
That's Gara.
If you don't believe me, ask him.
he's already been shot. He got shot after this.
I got
after this
demonetized because Fozzie said a bad
Yeah.
word on one of my streams.
How did you get shot? Where'd you get shot?
At a party with like my friends and all, my cousins. They had a get together at my house. And somebody just came by just running to shoot me. They just shot. I was standing outside and they shot me in my leg.
When you hang with dogs, you get fleas, man. I'm telling you.
Family.
You're lucky you're alive. This is two times within the last 6 months you either been shot at or you were shot. Really? What's it gonna take? Put you in a hospital? Lose a kidney? Put a colostomy bag on you so you can't even crap out of your own. So, Shatoria, we can get a T-RAS on. I'm gonna tell you now, once again, I'm going to drug test you 30 days from today. You test positive again, I'm gonna quadruple your bond this time. At some point, someone's gonna stop playing this game and bonding you out. Yeah, let's do it today. And then, I don't know, we'll come back in a week and let's see what it says.
Sounds good, Judge.
Tracy.
Yes.
Same bond conditions, curfew, 9 p.m., 6 a.m., no dope, no alcohol, no contact with any of the co-defendants in the same jazz.
I just got them already signed them. You don't want to add anything.
No, yeah. Don't fail me again, Mr. Rogers.
Sir.
All right. Thank you.
I'll never fail you again, Judge.
Hey, hey, what's up?
Now-
Mr. Stewart, Arlene Stewart.
I got demonetized because of reuse policy, and that's all it says. Reuse policy. Those are the two words that were under the reason for my being demonetized. But I'm going to tell you something, guys. I'm happier right now than I was when I was monetized, and I had to be so careful. And I'm fine if if they don't monetize me again, which I know they will, because everything's fine. But that's a lot of stress. It's a lot of, you have to make sure you're perfect and whatever. This is much better for me. This is much easier. This is much more relaxing for me. But that's fine. 5 more days, I can press that button.
He
And I
wanted
will.
him to come back here, show proof that he got a job.
What are we doing?
I'll be straight with you. He's given me a bunch of applications. He's got shorts on, so he's in the hallway. He's given me a bunch of applications. And he's told me that he has a job that starts Monday.
Am I bringing him?
Sure.
Judge, do you want the Wallace boss to come back after the drug test?
Yeah.
Yes.
Tracy, I'm gonna have one more for you.
Huh?
I'm gonna have one more for you.
Okay.
Did you just get out of jail? When?
Monday,
Why are you here in shorts?
I couldn't wear shorts. I'm sorry. I promise I wouldn't even want.
Tell me the company that you're working for now.
Insightful Minds and Solutions. It's a nonprofit organization.
And when do you start?
On Monday,
At what time?
8:30.
How much is it pay?
300 plus, it's 300.
Per week or per month or
Per week,
plus what?
300 plus, it's 300 plus pay commission.
My other concern, Mr. Stewart, is that you're not using any illegal substances as well.
Sure.
If I drug test you now, are you gonna come positive?
Yeah, it's been 19 days since I haven't smoked. You told me you would give me 30 days, 31 days, actually.
He got out of jail, he said, when, Monday?
This Monday or?
No, not this Monday.
I hope
10 days ago?
on everything holy that you have not smoked any weed, Mr. Stewart. He's right, because here, as of 6/6, I told him that I was gonna drug test him in 30 days, 31 days. So that would be 6/7. So we will reset it to that day. You must be back there, back here on that day.
Yes, sir.
On 7/7.
Correct, 7/7, right. When you have too much time on your hands, you become self-destructive, Mr. Stewart. The best thing that you could possibly doing at this point is occupy your time full with a job. By the end of the day, you should be tired, ready to hang it up and hang out with family.
Sure.
You make a lot of money by doing that. I want proof that you're working full-time.
Sure.
Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
So you start this Monday coming up.
Yes, sir.
I want proof after this week, when you come back, that you have that job as well.
Sure.
Okay?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Thank you,
Okay,
Judge.
so we'll set it to 7/7, huh?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Thank you.
7/7?
Yes, ma'am.
Amy, thank you for the membership on Patreon. I really enjoy it. I mean, I appreciate it. Thank you. I enjoy it.
Dan. Okay, 7A. 7A, yeah.
Sorry.
Oh, Tracy, we have to do a PR bond on Mr. No, Rangel.
Oh, sir, I'll make a point in your case.
Okay.
Speaking of Rangel, is it state bond commission?
No, there's no wrong condition. It's a FedEx check. Can I give you cost number? 249 6938. Greg,
I was appointed to, yes, Judge.
he's with you. You can take him.
Okay, I was just gonna reset it so I can look at the, see if they got dash cam on this.
Sure.
Okay. I'll
He
get,
can drive because he doesn't have insurance.
okay, so that's his.
If he gets it at that point, he can drive, but he's got to prove it to us that he has it.
Okay,
I'm gonna take his word, so.
they made an offer, time served, but let me look at everything.
Sure, but I told him that if he drove here, he cannot drive home because he doesn't have insurance, so
Gotcha.
he's gonna try to get it if he can, great, if not, then he can't.
Okay. The state
And
just
he's
informed
only-
me, state just informed me one of my cases tomorrow, my client was shot and killed.
No, who?
Mr. Sweat.
Hedron Sweat. He's a younger kid.
He
Right.
was the one who behaved and on his way out, he dumped the block with the switch on it. So,
Any details on how he's killed?
no, not right now. We have we saw the coroner, or we spoke with the coroner, and they confirmed it, and that's about it.
Gang or non-related?
And now you can have switches. So,
Yeah.
and now you have switches.
Jose?
What do you mean, like,
It's a tool on the back of the.
make it
block.
automatic?
Yeah, the Supreme Court made them, you can have switches now.
Really?
Yes. Yeah, it's like last week.
No, I don't think so.
Didn't they legalize it? Yeah. Yeah.
Even if that
Oh, bump stops, my bad.
Yeah, the bump stops there, just made them legal.
Well, isn't it the same as
Bump
a switch?
stop.
It's bump stop, but it's not the same thing as swapping out the back plate of the lock. It's not the same.
Wasn't a bump
Allows
stop?
it to- When it,
Yeah, but
bump
isn't it-
stock, when you pull the trigger, it actually allows it to bump right
Boom,
back into.
boom,
Yeah.
boom, boom,
And so you
boom.
just have to hold the trigger. It's the same, but it's still one at a time.
I can imagine
It's-
they're falling in the same category then.
It was recently used in a mass shooting, was it not? Was it the Vegas one, the
Vegas,
bump
yeah.
stop?
Yeah, I think it was bump stop.
And they made it legal now?
Supreme Court basically struck it down saying they couldn't enforce it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they still, the little switch that people are modifying the back plate of their weapon that makes them pull auto, that is still illegal.
Okay.
Which that's
Hellfire?
probably coming
Is that
down.
what
And
they're
this is
called?
the one that killed him?
Hellfires?
No, this was I don't know what killed it. I don't know what killed it. But usually, like, I mean, I'm surprised usually I'm having to provide death certificates to the state. So, like the fact that, did the family contact?
Wanted his conditions modified.
Yes, Your Honor, I wanted to approach on that. As you can recall, we haven't had any hiccups outside of one previously where there was an issue with him going to his AA meetings at an inappropriate time. Since then, Mr. Garcia hasn't had any issues. As far as what I've been told, I actually was able to check in with pre-trial. He told me that he has been doing a pretty good job as far as meeting all the conditions of the court. So, and he also is a welder. With his work, he has to work around his curfew, and he's been doing that. But it is a great detriment to have to come in 3 times a week for that.
I will relent on that, Mr. Hatton. Okay.
Thank you, Judge.
I think that I'm not going to take it fully away.
Okay.
But life is about earning trust in baby steps.
Sure, we'll come up.
You have a lot of serious cases now, and you've been doing good as far as I can see. I haven't gotten any negative, or I haven't gotten any bad feedback, so I'm willing to work with you. Okay. I'm not going to let you out in the middle of the night. I'm going to tell you that now.
That's fine.
Okay. What do you want from me? Tell me, what do you want?
If I may, Judge, I know that there were 2 things as far as length of time on the curfew, but then specifically the 3 times a week testing, coming into court, testing 3 times a week. If it could be 1 time a week, I think that could greatly help him as far as with his work. He can pick up more work than he's getting right now.
Mr. Hatton, I'm okay with that. I think that he's been doing well, and I will relent to that.
Right.
Okay. I will leave it to you guys to choose what day that he's got to come back. Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor.
But I'm definitely not letting him out in the middle of the night.
Can we get the curfew to 9 o'clock?
You want it to 9 o'clock?
7,
I'm okay to 9 o'clock if you want 9 o'clock. All I want is our streets to be safe, Mr. Garcia. And I want everybody in Harris County to be protected. That's all I want. And I hope that I've gotten your attention. If this is the worst that has happened to you so far, it's not that bad. It could be a lot worse in your life, let me tell you. You could be living in a 6x9 for the next 15 years. That would be bad because you would be away from everyone. I will, if you want the 9 o'clock, I will give you to 9 o'clock, and I will amend it to where you can only come once a week from now on. You must still understand no alcohol, no drugs, and no driving them. So do not pick up any new cases. Little by little, we will work to ensure that you get the fact that we mean business. That's it. Okay? Okay. All right. So just take a seat and then we'll have Tracy modify the conditions for you. Let Mr. Hatton know what day you want, because I need to know what day you want to come in. And then I'll let you choose what day you come in.
Mr. Garcia, which day would you like?
Excuse me?
What day?
My birthday?
No, which day during the week would you like to have it to where you come into the court for your testing?
No matter.
Which day works best for you?
What day do you want to come back? You have to pick.
Mondays?
It is Mondays then. Okay.
We'll do Mondays.
Do it for Mondays from now on. Okay? No alcohol.
No, sir. I promise.
Okay. All right. Just take a seat. We'll fix it for you.
All right, thank you, sir.
Okay.
So 9 p.m. to 6 a.m.
9 curfews and 9 p.m. to 6 a.m. and then he'll come every Monday to test.
Yes. Any excuse?
Hold on, Mr. Hatton.
So he's coming in every Monday now.
Yeah.
So we need to pick a reset date.
I need a normal reset date for you, Sherman. So tell me what day you want, or what are we looking at?
Is discovery complete? Are there any offers?
Right now, Your Honor, I believe that we're waiting for the felonies. As you can recall, the felonies are, and it's not like a delay in the misdemeanor, but I have spoken with the complainants. To be frank, everybody just wants him to be able to get help for
You're not frank.
that problem. I think that outside of that problem, everybody seems to think that Mr. Garcia is a pretty great person. So I'm waiting to see if there's going to be that kind of treatment availability for the felonies. That's going to dictate what happens with the misdemeanor.
Okay. Do you want to put it on the same day as the felony, which is July 16th? For
That'll
you.
work. Let me look real quick.
Exactly. Who's Frank?
And then is discovery complete with us?
There are no offers for us.
I'm assuming it's going to be a global offer, you know, I mean.
That's what I would want, Your Honor. I feel like that would be in his best interest.
The stuff upstairs is going to swallow this, you know?
Yes, Your Honor. I'm in Fort Bend on the 16th. Can I do the 17th?
Sure.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, okay, it's yours. All right, thank you for coming, Mr. Haddon.
Thank you. Y'all be well.
Take care. Hi. Hey, Connor, what's up, man?
Guzman.
Back there? I'm on.
So he was accepted to PTI.
Okay.
We've got all the paperwork filled out. He's going to get the interlock, I believe next week. And then he should have the DA fee the week after that. So.
You want 2 weeks?
Yeah.
Okay, not issue. You got it. Whatever day you want. For sure. It's just, they really know. Hey.
We'll get more discovery if we don't have much of anything. To be honest. So. Sure.
Mr. Frazier?
Good morning.
I've been advised by my esteemed coordinator not to go on a 30-minute rant. So you're whatever.
Victoria rules.
So the TRAS recommended that you go to Safe P.
SADF, I think, Judge.
Or SADF, I'm sorry, SADF. I think that's a good recommendation. I think that that's what needs to happen, you know? And if you wanted to do that, we could do that through a deferred. You would end up going into the program. The program lasts as long as how you are. If you are honest, if you are contrite, and if you do what you're supposed to do, it's as short as it'll be. If you're not, and you try to fool them, it just makes it longer. I'm not requiring you to make an answer now. I will let you guys discuss what you want to do. If you don't want to do it, that's okay. I will just set your case for trial and we will go to trial. And if you're found guilty, then we will discuss about doing it at that point. But you and I know that it's just a game that we've been playing over and over and over. So I'm not going to go on a humongous tirade like I've done every single time. So Mr. Brooker's told me that you want a bond reduction also. The bonds are at they are because of the fact that you're a flight risk. You don't come back. We let you out. You go, or I'm sorry, you come when you want to come. You don't come when we ask you to come. And I know that if I let you out, you'll ghost us again. I don't think that you'll come back. So that's why I have the bonds at what they are. So you guys tell me what you want to do. Did you offer deferred?
Sure.
It is 13 months.
Yes, sir. It's a 30-month deferred conditions.
So just you let me know what you want to do and we'll go from there. If you do set up a trial, I will try to get it as short as possible because I don't want you to sit there and wait. There's just no sense in just sitting there and resetting it for a long time to wait. Is discovery complete on these cases?
I believe so, Your Honor. The only thing that I could see that was missing was a surveillance video, and that's just because I couldn't play it on my computer. I was gonna get with Lily this afternoon to see if she can.
Oh, my coffee
The
is cold
shortest,
coffee.
Pavel, what's
I
the
get a
shortest
sip of
that you could do
warm.
for a trial setting?
Judge, it would be 30 days, and I would actually request just the API since we don't have a certain, we haven't been able to do the surveillance on the mischief. I would request that not be set for trial yet, because the state is not ready at this point, but the API we are ready, and it'll be 30 days.
I will do whatever you guys want to do. I'm whatever you want.
I'll take the treatment. We can send the API to trial judge, that one is complete, right, from the API?
Yes.
Yeah, so API is complete, we're ready for trial for that case, we're just not ready for the mischief, so we can set that one, but, we would need at least 30 days.
And Judge, Mr. Fraser has decided to accept the state's offer of deferred adjudication. He understands there is a 3-week wait to get into SATIF, and he'll go into treatment.
I hope this helps. I really do. I want it to. It's gotta stop. It's gotta stop. And I hope this is it.
Thank you.
Let's do it. Okay.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, Mr.
So, my apologies first.
Thank you, sir.
Just trying, yeah, basically, just that part. Everything else, if you're on citizen status,
Right, that's what I was.
So there's something that you offer of 13 months deferred.
Okay.
Just for CRS and all the.
Okay, well, you want to set it off a week? Okay, and then in the interim, will you look at the mischief video?
Yes.
Okay, we'll go from there. All right, good morning, Mr. Morgan. So you're charged with driving while intoxicated, second offense. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. This now makes 2. What happens on a third?
I don't know, bro.
You need to know.
Yeah, I'm not going. You're not gonna find out, Judge.
Do you know how many people tell me that? Do you know how many people tell me, I'm not coming back here? And then 2 days, they pick up a new case. I really hope not, Mr. Morgan, but the reality is that you need to know what happens. You now have 2 DWIs. If you were ever in a car, they're going to harass the HE double hockey sticks out of you. It doesn't matter if you're drinking. It doesn't matter what you're doing, because you have 2 DWIs. If you get pulled over in a car, they're going to harass you regardless. And if even you have the faintest little smell of alcohol on your breath, into lockup you go. And from now on, you are facing a minimum of 90 days in jail. Well, I'm sorry. No, you're facing a minimum of 2 years in prison, a maximum of 10 years in prison. Have you ever been to prison before?
No, sir.
I've read some stuff that would turn you absolutely white, how bad it is. I read some stuff because I'm a judge. I get to read special things, Mr. Morgan. And the stuff that I read before had me in tears because it was so bad. The way that they actually treat people in prison, and the way that they literally treat them like they're a freaking rag doll, passing around like they're a piece of chattel, like a piece of a towel that you would just to wipe up a little mess on the floor. That's how people get treated, like they're a towel. And all that has to happen is you have to have the faintest smell of alcohol. I would never, ever, even if you had a sip of wine, get in the car. You understand, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
You give up a lot of rights by entering into this agreement. You give up.
Victoria, it's very important that we know. Do you guys have a name yet? Carolyn, help me. I can't remember what it is. Flippers? The Flippers. I think we all landed on the Flippers. because the judge makes people flip. But do you have a name yet? We have to pick something and just stick with it. You just got to ride with it. Fozzie, I know how to do my job. I had to wait for the judge to stop speaking. It's the judge. He'll light me up if I do something bad. Fleischer's lifers. Okay, we'll put it out there. Lifers. That's awesome. That's a good one. I like it. I approve. I approve. Melissa comes back today. Yes. You know who was in here yesterday? Ramona. Ramona came in yesterday. It was the coolest thing ever. All right. Sorry, Judge. I'm sorry, Judge. Keep going.
The right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine accusers. If you are not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. Under federal law, you give up the right to appeal. Once you accept this agreement, you can never change this or challenge this. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
How do you plead to the offense of driving while intoxicated? Second offense.
Guilty, Your Honor.
I will find you guilty, sentence you to 30 days in jail. I will give you credit for the 18 days that you've done. I need to know if it's enhanced. Let me see.
The abandoned enhancement, Judge, there is an enhancement statement though.
Is it true or untrue that you were above a 0.15, sir?
The breath sample.
Yes.
Yes.
True to the enhancement there.
Yes.
All right, I'm going to suspend your license for 2 years, sir. Do not drive until you get a license. Good luck to you, sir.
Judge, and there's potentially some surcharge, special fines. I am court appointed in the case, Judge. His indigent status is not
I
improved.
will roll his court cost here.
Yes, Judge.
As far as the DPS fines, I don't know. He's been gone, it's 800 days old. All he did was bond forfeit. So why would we reward, you know?
Just to have trouble, Judge, for, well, I mean, he's got picked up somebody's.
He's on bond for DWI second, it's 800 days old and he's done nothing but run.
He should have court, Judge, now 4 times, you know, and so.
But he continued to drink. I had to put him in jail.
Oh, you know.
Yeah, I rolled the court costs.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Okay.
Leave up to DPS on the surcharge, Judge. Yeah.
Don't drive.
Yes, Your Honor.
You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm suspending your license for 2 years.
Yes, Your Honor.
If you get into a car and drive, even without alcohol in your breath, you will be charged with driving on a suspended license. For the next 5 years, you will attract to this court. If I see you back here on a suspended license case, I will grow horns and a tail because I will be so upset with you, Mr. Morgan. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you, Judge. Thank you, Judge.
Judge is trying, guys. The judge is trying. Uphill battle.
All right, Judge, page 12.
Okay.
Simple arraignment about to appear. Really take his bond.
I want to show you guys a conversation at the end too, because it's super interesting.
10,003, and I have to do a bail order. Val,
I think this is it.
did you find the truck for Mr. Placker?
I'm going to it
Your
now.
Honor, it's Lamar PD and we don't have the OR yet, so I don't have to tell the
This
vehicle.
guy right here. Wait till you hear this conversation. It's super, super interesting.
Just before you go in your queue, there's a mandatory DPS fine waive in your queue.
Hey, do you need me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, talk to me.
Susan's not in case in this part, or any case.
Uh-oh. What's it about?
Appointments work, and kind of need more work.
So are you on the list to get appointments? Why not? We can't just give cases out. It doesn't work like that. So you have to get on the list to take appointments. No, does he take the test first? And how does he do
There's
that?
some testing involved, but I can give him Brian Gaither's phone number.
So she will give you the number for Mr. Gaither, who handles all the court-appointed stuff. But you have to take a test so that we know that know what you're doing. Once you pass the test, you will get on a
Who is that
list,
beautiful
and then you'll
woman
just
there?
circulate through all the courts, and then that's how
Never
you'll
seen
start
her
getting appointments more and
before.
more. Bye, Tracy. Good job today.
Tracy did a good job today, guys.
I don't know how it works. It's like a lottery system where as far as wherever you go, and then you might, do they do stuff per week or is it per
So,
month or?
It's like, if I'm not mistaken, like 4, maybe 6 months at a time.
I don't know. I don't remember. It's changed since the way that I used to do it. But first things first, call him, take the test.
Okay.
It's not too hard, but you got to study for it. It's open book,
I already emailed the
but
coordinator.
you got to look the stuff over so you know what you're doing. Because if you don't, then you'll spend all your time looking, and then before you know it, you'll have half the test that you haven't done. So I would study first.
So the lawyer wants to get Kate, you know how the judge appoints attorneys, public defenders. He wants to be appointed as a public defender on these cases. And they're explaining the whole process of how lawyers become available for public defenders. Victoria, am I wrong? And they have to take a test and they have to study for it. Yeah, he wants to become a court-appointed attorney, she says. And the judge is telling him how to do it, and Victoria is hooking him up with a phone number. Good luck, dude. Good luck.
I don't know. Is there a study guide out there?
I don't know, but I can give you Brian's number. I'm sure he.
And then ask him if there's a study guide for the test, because they might have prior tests that you could use to kind of study.
All right.
You know, one of the questions is, what's the range of punishment on a reckless driving? Right. But not a lot of people know that, you know, because it's a hybrid type case. So most people will still assume that it's 6 months when it's not. So.
That's so smart.
There's a few documents in court one in there and one dismissal.
All right. And then they say hello from Oregon, Kentucky, Tennessee, NYC, Detroit, Sacramento, Maryland.
And Melissa said hi from Texas.
Belfast. Mary from Belfast.
You really?
Yeah.
Ireland?
Nice. I wonder if she has an accent.
Yes. I bet she does have an accent.
Wow, that's really cool.
That is awesome.
Awesome.
Melissa is from Houston, Texas.
See, there's Melissa.
That doesn't count.
She counts, Judge. She counts.
Hey, Melissa. Was it hard being a moderator?
With Donald in the chat, yeah.
Wow. Hey, Canada.
Nice.
One discovery log still from one piece.
Isn't it Canada?
For Mr. Cortez.
Got it.
That's right. You were close.
All right. Kingwood. Ah, there we go.
America's hat. America's Stetson, Fozzie. Stetson's for sale near me. Walmart. I can get a Stetson at Walmart. I didn't know that. $150 for a hat.
14 and 16 cases.
We don't have a cowboy hat shop in Lancaster. Just say hi. New Zealand is gorgeous, gorgeous.
Yeah, but don't.
He's
Oh, Judge, how funny. Someone said you need your own show. YouTube show, YouTube channel, not the same thing, right?
He needs his own
Isn't this
show,
a
like Judge
YouTube channel
Judy.
now?
Yeah.
Yeah, but they're saying you need your own show.
Like a
That's like
TV
a
show.
That would be cool.
Yes.
See, there you go. You know that. You know that.
He's typing to everybody in chat, guys. He's answering their questions. He's talking to them on his stream. That's what he's doing right now. And Victoria is pointing out what he should be looking at, keeping him focused.
All right, I'm signing us off, okay?
Okay, bye, Melissa.
Bye, Melissa. Thanks for everything,
Bye,
and we'll see you
Melissa.
tomorrow. Bye, everyone else.
Are we calling them lifers?
Lifers?
Fleischers, lifers?
Oh, sure.
Fleischers,
That's
lifers.
better.
There we go. That's it now, lifers.
Okay.
All right, when we go to his stream
Yeah.
tomorrow, we have to
Because
say
they're
hi,
hooked for
lifers.
life on Judge Fleischer. And it's kind of correlated.
That's it, guys.
You and Magnus
No,
played a
no,
private
We don't need
game.
chess. We don't. My son watches a lot of chess videos, a lot, and he has his autoplay on. See, autoplay on. I can't take it off because it's his account, and I'm just borrowing his computer. But don't worry, in a couple more days it'll be over. That was so cool, wasn't it? And we're all lifers. Absolutely all lifers. All right, guys. That's all I have for today. I don't know how this computer made it so well. That's why I just let it roll. My son plays chess better than me. I'm not, don't tell him I said that because no, I'll ban you. I'm not muted. I'm just not. Yes, lifers. So when we get into judge's courtroom tomorrow on chat, we have to make sure everybody knows we're lifers. Ozzy will get muted if my son finds out I said that because he's a little punk and I have to keep him, I have to keep him down. It's my job. Just kidding. I raise him up. I mean, he is a professional gamer. So no, I don't hold him down. I let him do whatever he wants. Hey, thanks, Lori. I'm going to hop in Discord for a little bit if anybody wants to go in there. If you want to talk at all, I'll be in there. If not, go about your day and try not to think about that poor little kid. And I will talk to you soon. Bye, guys. Thank you so much for coming out. I appreciate it. See ya.